You're about to dive into a journey that will reshape how you view trading, success, and ultimately yourself. This isn't just about charts, setups, or indicators. It's about you, your mind, your decisions, and how you can transform your inner world to meet the outer world of financial markets. You've likely been told that trading is all about finding that perfect strategy, the one with the highest win rate, the one that guarantees profits every time. You've probably heard it countless times, follow the strategy and you'll be set. But what if I told you that the strategy doesn't matter as much as your identity as a trader? What if I told you that no matter how well crafted your strategy is, it won't work if you're not mentally prepared? In trading, your identity is your foundation. It's the lens through which you view every trade, every loss, and every victory. But here's the truth you need to hear. The way you see yourself as a trader will determine whether you thrive or fail. Most traders think that strategies are the key to success. They obsess over finding that perfect setup, scanning endless charts, trying to outsmart the market. But they overlook the real secret, the one that the top traders already know. Your psychological state is more important than any strategy. Why does this matter? Because the market doesn't care how much you've studied, how many indicators you've memorized, or how many hours you've put in analyzing past data. The market only cares about one thing: how you react to it. And how you react is shaped by your mental and emotional state. When you're on the trading floor, your mindset is constantly tested. It's tested by the swings in the market, the losses that feel like punches to your gut, the moments when you're on the edge of a breakthrough, and the nights you stay awake questioning everything you've learned. It's easy to get lost in all of that, to let emotions take the reins. But if you don't have control over your own identity as a trader, your strategy will be meaningless. This script will take you on a deep dive into the core of your trading psychology, why your identity as a trader matters more than any strategy you could ever follow. You'll learn how to harness the power of your mind to gain control over the market rather than letting the market control you. You'll see that your growth as a trader is far more than just a technical game. It's a mental game, a battle of beliefs, emotions, and decisions. So, let's start with the first thing you need to know. You cannot become a successful trader until you understand who you are as a trader. Your identity, how you perceive yourself in the market, is the foundation of everything you will do moving forward. In fact, it may be the single most important factor in whether you make it or break it in the world of trading. Now, I know this might be hard to grasp at first. After all, trading is often viewed as a numbers game, a cold, analytical process where emotions don't belong. But anyone who's been through the emotional roller coaster of trading knows how false that is. The truth is, trading is a deeply emotional journey. And unless you're prepared mentally and emotionally, you'll find yourself repeating the same mistakes over and over again. That's why we're going to focus not just on the strategies, but on you, the person behind the trades. We're going to build a foundation that's more resilient, more aware, and more aligned with your ultimate goals. Once you understand your trading identity, you'll have the keys to success. You'll make decisions based on clear thinking and emotional control, not on knee-jerk reactions driven by fear or greed. Let's face it, strategy without a stable mindset leads to chaos. Strategy without discipline leads to inconsistency. Strategy without emotional regulation leads to failure. Your trading identity, however, will anchor you, guide you, and help you develop the mental tools needed to stay calm and calculated in every market condition. As we progress through these lessons, you'll gain a deeper understanding of why it's your psychology that shapes your trading success, your approach to the market, your ability to deal with adversity, and your capacity to maintain focus during chaos will all hinge on your trading identity. And it's this identity that will ultimately dictate the direction of your trading career. So, take a moment and reflect. Ask yourself, what is my current trading identity? How do I see myself in the market? Do I believe in my ability to succeed? Do I trust myself enough to stay calm under pressure? These aren't just hypothetical questions. They are the starting point for your transformation. When you can answer them truthfully, you'll begin to realize why it's you who holds the key to unlocking your potential as a trader. Are you ready? Let's begin. Chapter 1: The Fallacy of the Perfect Strategy. You've been told that a perfect strategy is the key to success. You've read the books, watched the webinars, and perhaps even joined countless trading communities, all in search of the ultimate setup, the one strategy that will unlock financial freedom. But here's a hard truth you might not want to hear. There is no perfect strategy. It's a myth, a seductive lie that keeps traders running in circles, constantly searching for something that doesn't exist. The trading world is filled with gurus and systems that promise success with guaranteed setups, precise risk management, and foolproof rules. And let's be honest, these promises can be tempting. You want that shortcut. You want the magic formula that will save you from uncertainty and make you rich overnight. But no matter how well you design or follow a strategy, it will always fall short if your mind is not in the right place. Think about it. How many times have you followed a strategy to the letter only to see it fail when the market does something unexpected? How many times have you executed the perfect setup only to hesitate, doubt, or bail out too early when it started to go against you? The truth is, no strategy can account for you, your emotions, your biases, your fears, and your need for control. The market is unpredictable. It's constantly shifting and evolving with endless variables at play. Even the most sophisticated strategies, built on years of analysis and backtesting, are subject to failure. Markets are volatile. What worked yesterday may not work tomorrow, and that's the reality every trader faces. If you place all your faith in a strategy, you will inevitably experience failure when it doesn't work as expected. And when that happens, without the right mental framework, your self-esteem, confidence, and decision-making ability will collapse. But here's the thing, this isn't your fault. This is the natural consequence of relying too heavily on something external, like a strategy, to define your success. The truth is, a strategy is just a tool. It's a guide, a map to help you navigate the market. But the real success lies in how you use that tool, how you interpret the signals, manage your emotions, and stay grounded in the face of uncertainty. Take a moment to reflect on your own experience. Think about a time when you followed a strategy perfectly, only to see it fall apart. Perhaps you've been in a trade where you knew logically that everything was in place, but your emotions led you to second-guess yourself, pull the trigger too soon, or hold on too long when it started to go against you. In these moments, the strategy is irrelevant. It's your psychological state that's holding you back. This is the harsh reality most traders face. The market doesn't care how much you know. It doesn't care how many strategies you've tested. It cares only about how you behave in response to the inevitable highs and lows of trading. And this behavior, in turn, is shaped by your identity. So instead of fixating on finding the perfect strategy, it's time to reframe your thinking. Instead of chasing after a system that promises perfection, focus on building yourself as a trader, one who can handle the emotional chaos of the market, who can trust their decisions, and who can learn from their mistakes without falling apart. Here's a key lesson. A strategy is only as good as the trader behind it. Without the right mindset, even the best strategy will fail you. You can have the most advanced trading algorithm, the clearest chart patterns, and the most precise entry and exit signals.
But if you don't have the mental fortitude to stick with your plan, it won't matter. In fact, you might end up sabotaging your own success. The goal is not to find the perfect strategy, it's to become the kind of trader who can make a strategy work no matter what the market throws at you. Because the market doesn't care about your strategy, it cares about how you respond to it. Ask yourself, am I looking for a strategy to solve my problems, or am I developing the mindset and emotional control to make any strategy work? The road to success isn't paved with technical indicators or trading systems. It's paved with emotional mastery, self-awareness, and the ability to stay calm and focused when the market is at its most chaotic. This is what separates the successful traders from the ones who quit or continue to struggle. It's not about finding the perfect strategy, it's about becoming the perfect trader. So stop chasing perfection in your strategies. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself as a trader. When you do, you'll find that your strategy will work better, your decisions will be sharper, and your performance will be far more consistent. And that's the key to long-term success in this game. Chapter 2. Who are you as a trader? You've probably asked yourself, what kind of trader am I? Maybe you've done it in passing, or perhaps you've thought about it seriously during those moments of doubt when the markets aren't behaving as you'd like. But have you ever really stopped to answer that question deeply? Who are you as a trader? This is the most crucial question you'll ever ask yourself, because in truth, your identity as a trader is everything. It shapes how you think, how you react, how you approach the markets, and ultimately whether you succeed or fail. Your strategy is just one part of the equation. Your identity is the foundation upon which everything else is built on. Think about the best traders you know, the ones who seem calm, collected, and confident regardless of market conditions. Do they panic when they see a drawdown? Do they get emotional when they miss an opportunity? No. They've developed a trading identity that allows them to approach the market with clarity and purpose. They know exactly who they are as traders, and because of that, they can act decisively and confidently even when things get tough. But here's the catch. Most traders never really define who they are as traders. Instead, they let the market define them. They let the wins and losses, the volatility and unpredictability dictate their emotions, their decisions, and their self-worth. They end up being reactive, constantly chasing the next trend, constantly trying to fix their strategy to match the market's erratic behavior. This is where the disconnect happens. Your self-image as a trader has a direct impact on your ability to execute consistently. If you don't have a clear and positive view of yourself as a trader, you will be subject to fear, doubt, and emotional reactions every time you face a challenge. You'll end up following the market instead of being in control of it. So who are you? Are you a trader who values discipline over impulse? A trader who embraces risk but knows how to manage it? A trader who can accept losses without letting them define your worth? Or are you a trader who swings from one extreme to the other, overconfident one day, paralyzed by fear the next? To become a successful trader, you have to understand that who you are as a trader is not just about your strategy, your technical skills, or your knowledge of the markets. It's about how you see yourself in relation to the markets and how you view your role in the trading process. A clear, strong trading identity will help you stay focused. You'll be able to stick to your trading plan and trust your process instead of being swayed by the emotions of the moment. Handle setbacks. Losses won't shake your confidence or make you question your ability as a trader. You'll know that losing is part of the process, not a reflection of your worth as a trader. Trust your decisions. When you have a strong identity, you make decisions based on your analysis and your beliefs, not on fleeting emotions or external pressure. It's not enough to just know the mechanics of trading. You need to develop an understanding of who you are as a person, what drives you, what makes you tick, what your strengths and weaknesses are. Do you tend to overtrade when you're bored or anxious? Do you struggle with patience and find it hard to wait for your setups? Do you feel an overwhelming need to win at all costs, even if it means ignoring your risk management rules? These tendencies are not inherently bad, they're just part of your identity. The key is to understand them so that you can take steps to improve them. Once you know what makes you tick, you can start building a mental framework that works in your favor. You can begin to design a trading identity that aligns with the trader you want to become. This is a process of self-awareness and self-discovery. It's about being honest with yourself, about your strengths, your weaknesses, and the emotional triggers that influence your trading decisions. The more you learn about your tendencies, the better equipped you'll be to manage them. And that's where real growth happens. When you can identify your weaknesses, confront them, and develop strategies to control them. The best traders don't just know the markets, they know themselves. They understand how they think, how they feel, and how they react. They use that self-awareness to control their impulses, manage their emotions, and stay focused on their long-term goals. Now think about your own trading. Ask yourself, what are my strengths as a trader? Where do I excel? What are my weaknesses? What habits or emotions tend to hold me back? How do I respond to stress, to loss, to uncertainty in the markets? What would it take for me to feel confident in my trading identity, regardless of what the market does? Answering these questions will give you the clarity you need to start building a more resilient, self-aware, and successful trading identity. Remember, you don't have to be perfect to succeed in trading, but you do need to know who you are, what drives you, and how to manage your emotions and behaviors. The truth is, you are your greatest asset. Once you understand who you are as a trader, you'll have the confidence to take on the market, not as a passive observer, but as an active participant, focused, clear, and decisive. So, ask yourself again, who are you as a trader? And then, decide who you want to become.
Chapter 3. The Role of Emotional Intelligence in Trading. You might think that trading is all about logic, numbers, and analysis. After all, the charts are there to be read, the patterns are there to be followed, and the trades are supposed to make sense. But what if I told you that the real game isn't played with just the mind, but with the emotions? Emotional intelligence, EQ, is often overlooked in the trading world. But let's be clear, without it, no strategy will ever lead to consistent success. You see, trading is inherently emotional. Whether it's fear of losing, greed for more profits, or the rush of adrenaline from a winning streak, emotions are at the core of every decision you make. And if you don't learn how to manage them, they will control you, leading to impulsive trades, erratic decision-making, and ultimately losses. Emotional intelligence isn't about avoiding emotions, it's about understanding and controlling them. It's about being aware of how you feel and how those feelings influence your actions. Are you making decisions based on clear thinking, or are you acting out of impulse, frustration, or desperation? Are you allowing fear to make you exit a trade too early, or is overconfidence pushing you to take unnecessary risks? Top traders know that emotions are not the enemy, they're a tool. The key is to control them, not let them control you. Emotional intelligence allows you to stay calm under pressure, to make decisions without being swayed by momentary feelings, and to bounce back from losses without losing your confidence or sense of control. But here's the thing, emotional intelligence in trading doesn't happen overnight. It's a skill that must be developed and refined, just like any technical skill. The more you trade, the more you'll be faced with emotional triggers, the fear of missing out, FOMO, the pain of losing, the excitement of gains. Each of these triggers offers an opportunity to learn about yourself and improve your ability to manage your emotions.
Let's break down some of the key elements of emotional intelligence that will directly impact your trading. Self-awareness. This is the foundation of emotional intelligence. It's about understanding how your emotions impact your trading behavior. Do you get anxious before making a trade? Do you feel a surge of excitement or fear when the market moves against you? The more you understand your emotional triggers, the better you can anticipate them and prevent them from derailing your decision-making process. In trading, self-awareness is key to managing emotions like fear, greed, and impatience. If you're not aware of how these emotions show up in your behavior, you'll be at their mercy, allowing them to cloud your judgment. Self-regulation. Once you've developed self-awareness, the next step is to learn how to regulate your emotions. Self-regulation is the ability to stay calm even when the market is chaotic. It's the discipline to stick to your trading plan even when your emotions are urging you to deviate from it. One of the most powerful ways to build self-regulation is to develop a strong routine, something that keeps you grounded when everything else feels unstable. Whether it's mindfulness techniques, deep breathing, or journaling, having a way to anchor yourself in stressful moments will help you stay focused and make better decisions. Empathy. Empathy is about understanding not only your own emotions, but the emotions of others. In trading, empathy is crucial because the market is a collective of individual traders, each acting based on their own emotions, biases, and perceptions. The better you can read the emotional landscape of the market, the more accurately you can predict its movements. Understanding the collective fear, greed, and uncertainty of the market will give you an edge in recognizing market trends before they fully materialize. When you're empathetic to the emotional state of the market, you'll be better equipped to make decisions that align with the broader sentiment. Motivation. Traders with high emotional intelligence are also highly motivated, but not in the typical sense. Their motivation comes from a place of consistency and discipline, not from the need to win or to chase quick gains. They are driven by their long-term goals, not the fleeting excitement of short-term victories. Motivation in trading is not about making money for the sake of making money. It's about aligning with your values, your goals, and your trading identity. When your motivation is rooted in something deeper than the thrill of a trade, it becomes sustainable and much harder to derail. Social skills. While trading is often seen as a solitary endeavor, emotional intelligence in trading also includes the ability to communicate and connect with others, whether that's in a trading community, with mentors, or with colleagues. The ability to share ideas, learn from others, and manage relationships within the trading world can help you gain different perspectives and avoid tunnel vision. Having strong social skills in trading also means being able to manage your own psychological state without relying on others for validation. The best traders don't need constant reassurance. They are comfortable making their own decisions and trusting their own judgment. Now, let's reflect on how emotional intelligence plays out in your own trading. How often do you let fear influence your decisions? Have you ever held on to a losing trade for too long because you were afraid to cut your losses? Do you find yourself impulsively entering trades when the market moves suddenly, without a clear plan or strategy? How do you react when you experience a losing streak? Do you spiral into self-doubt, or can you maintain your composure and learn from the experience? When the market moves in your favor, do you get greedy, overtrading, or failing to stick to your exit plan? If you're being honest with yourself, emotional triggers have likely played a big role in your trading decisions, both positive and negative. But the good news is you can learn to master them. Through practice, self-awareness, and patience, you can develop the emotional intelligence needed to navigate the markets with calm, clarity, and confidence. And when you do so, your trading identity will become stronger, more resilient, and more aligned with the success you're seeking. Conclusion: your identity is the key to unlocking your trading potential. As we come to the end of this journey through trading psychology, it's time to reflect on what we've learned. We've explored the idea that your identity as a trader is the most important element of your success, far more than any strategy or technical analysis could ever be. But why is this so critical? Because trading is not just about numbers, charts, or systems. It's about how you think and feel in response to the market. The way you handle fear, greed, doubt, and excitement will determine whether you succeed or fail. Your psychological state dictates your behavior in the markets. And ultimately, it is your identity, how you see yourself as a trader, that shapes how you perform, how you react, and how you grow. You might have come into this journey thinking that perfecting a strategy would unlock all the answers. The truth is, even the best strategy won't get you far if you can't control the emotions that arise in the face of loss or uncertainty. A strategy works only when it's executed consistently, and that consistency comes from a well-defined, emotionally stable, and resilient trading identity. Your emotional intelligence is what will allow you to weather the inevitable storms of the trading world. Self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and motivation are the skills you must cultivate to turn every trade into a learning experience, not a source of stress or regret. Trading isn't just about profits, it's about mastering yourself. The markets will always be unpredictable, but your ability to stay calm, focused, and disciplined will always be in your control. Building a strong trading identity isn't an overnight process. It takes time, reflection, and a willingness to confront your emotional triggers. It requires you to understand your strengths, weaknesses, biases, and behaviors, and then work on strengthening the parts of you that need it most. It's about developing a mindset that thrives on challenges, adapts to setbacks, and stays grounded when the market tests your resolve. But most importantly, it's about trust. Trusting yourself, your process, and your ability to navigate the complexities of the market without losing your balance. When you develop this trust in yourself, the market becomes just another tool, something to be understood, analyzed, and navigated. The fear, anxiety, and emotional turmoil that once controlled you will no longer have the same power. You will have built the mental fortitude to make decisions not from a place of desperation or doubt, but from clarity and confidence. Your identity as a trader is the single most powerful asset you possess. Once you understand who you are, once you can control your emotions and think clearly in the face of chaos, you will find success, no matter what strategy you follow. The market is merely a reflection of yourself. When you evolve into the kind of trader who can remain calm under pressure, make decisions based on logic, and accept losses without compromising your identity, you will unlock your full potential. So who are you as a trader? And who do you want to become? The answers to these questions will shape the rest of your trading career. Your strategy will follow, because the trader who knows themselves is the trader who can make any strategy work.